This is me, the preacher with testimony. Today, I want to share with you the 3 fears that shape a complete life that every human being needs, especially when you claim to be a Christian. It is more compulsory for you. The fear of God, which is the beginning of wisdom. That's number 1. Number 2, the fear of hunger, which is the beginning of hustle. Number 3, the fear of death, which is the beginning of contentment.
Hear the voice with the testimony, brother ID.
The number 1 is familiar to everybody. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. But I invented the number 2 and the number 3. The fear of hunger and the fear of death. But they are all biblical because I can make biblical reference to these fears. These 3 fears are not meant to destroy us. They are designed to teach, guide, and stabilize our lives. The number 1 fear I want to talk about is the fear of God. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10. It said, "The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom." The fear of God is not terror. It's not to destroy us. It is reverence. It is respect for God, that there is somebody that is above you somewhere. So that recognition helps a lot, whether you like it or not, whether you call religion scam or not, whether you believe in the Bible or not. These fears, especially the number 1, which is the foundation of all, will shape your life. I don't care if you believe in Christianity. I don't care if you believe in the Bible. I don't care if you believe in Jesus. But I'm telling you, these fears will shape your life. The fear of God is not the kind of fear they put in you about God. You don't have to fear God. You have to respect God. My children don't need to fear me. I want them to respect me because people hate what they fear. When we say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, it means to recognize God. And to recognize God means living with a consciousness of God's presence, God's authority, and God's standards. People gain wisdom when they recognize God as true source of life, when they submit to His instructions, when they avoid evil because they honor Him, when they choose righteousness because they value His approval. So, the fear of God brings discipline, and discipline produces wisdom, and wisdom produces stability. Write them down. It's very important. You cannot grow in wisdom while ignoring the one who created knowledge itself, which is God. So let's go to number 2, which is the fear of hunger, is the beginning of hustle. We normally pronounce it as hustle, but it is spelled Hustle, hustle. So the fear of hunger is the beginning of hustle. So let's find out where we can see that in the Bible. Let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10. It says, "If a man will not work, he shall not eat." Then when we go to the book of Proverbs chapter 6 from verse 6 to 8, if you read, you will find out that we are advised to go to the ant. Go to the ant, consider her ways, and be wise. So, hunger is a motivator. When a person fear poverty, when a person fear lack, and when a person fear unpreparedness, that fear pushes them to move, to work, and to create. Who feels it knows it. Most people know what I'm talking about here, especially when you come to abroad. You will know that hunger is a motivator. So the fear of God is also a motivator to become a good person. Hunger is a motivator. The fear of hunger is a motivator to become a responsible person, to hustle and make it so that you don't become a beggar. God Himself uses the example of the ant, an insect that hustles, insect that doesn't live like human being, insect, ant. Everyone knows what ant is. Without supervision, they hustle, storing food for seasons of lack. So the fear of hunger gives birth to diligence, gives birth to creativity, gives birth to initiative, gives birth to hard work, and gives birth to preparation for the future. Hello. So the fear of hunger will wake you up, while the faith in God will direct your step. Together, they produce good result. Lastly, let's go to the fear of death, which is the beginning of contentment. How? Let's go to the book of Psalm chapter 19 verse 12. It says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes to talk about the fear of death the more. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 from verse 1 to 2, it said, "Better is the day of death than the day of birth." Why? Because the day of death teaches the living. It's not a happy time when you talk about death, but it's a moment of sober. It's a sober, reflective moment, a moment of sober reflection. When you understand that life is short, 1, you stop competing unnecessarily. 2, you stop chasing vanity. 3, you stop living for approval. 4, you start to appreciate small blessings. 5, you value peace more than possessions. Awareness of death teaches contentment, whether you like it or not. It reminds you that we brought nothing into this world. That is 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 7. It will remind you that we will take nothing out of this world. It will remind you that true wealth is peace, joy, love, and righteousness. And it will remind you that every breath that we breathe is a gift. When you remember you won't live forever, your heart becomes calmer. That is more relaxed. You will now know that there is no need for overdo. You'll be more grateful and more focused. The fear of death is not panic. It helps you set priorities correctly. So, the balanced life God wants for us as children of God, or as human beings, or as Christians, the balanced life that He wants for us, these 3 spheres build that balance. 1, the fear of God is about wisdom. It gives you wisdom. The fear of hunger makes you responsible. You go hustling. Then the fear of death brings about contentment. When you say you are a Christian, you must walk in wisdom, you must walk in diligence, and you must walk with contentment. When these 3 things meet in your life, nothing, I repeat, nothing can shake you. Thank you very much for listening, and don't forget, this is me, your brother ID, the preacher with testimony, the man who believes in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelical presentations. See you in church on Sunday. We are there at the Faith United Missionary here in Malaga, Spain. Thank you.
Hear the voice with the testimony, brother Aggie, for the community, sharing knowledge, lighting up the way.